Hey everyone, it's Caitlin and welcome to another video. If you saw my last video, you would know that I just bought a house and I'm currently in the crazy process of moving in, unpacking everything, so things are a little hectic around here and I can't find my memory card, so I'm recording this intro on my iPhone, so I apologize for that, but you know, that's life. You're still a video today, so that's what's good. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make two yummy and cozy vegan pasta recipes. One, we're going to make an avocado pesto pasta, which is super creamy and delicious and can be enjoyed hot or cold. And then I'm also going to show you how to make some puttanesca pasta, which is an amazing combination of olives, capers, and garlic, and it's so yummy. And we're actually going to be making it in the Instant Pot because you guys ask me for more Instant Pot recipes pretty much all the time. So without further ado, let's get into those recipes. First up, we're going to make some avocado pesto pasta, and I love using avocado in this because it makes it nice and creamy without the need to add any extra oil. So this recipe makes enough to generously coat about 8 ounces of dry pasta. So you can cook whatever pasta you'd like. Here I'm using a gluten-free chickpea pasta, but like I said, you do you. Now we're gonna make our pasta. I like to use a food processor, so we're going to add some basil and parsley to the base of that, along with some cloves of garlic, some nutritional yeast, and obviously this recipe is dairy-free, but the nutritional yeast gives a nice cheesy flavor. We're also going to add in some lemon zest and the juice of a lemon. I like a big kick of lemon in my pesto. I think it really takes the flavors up a notch. I also like to add some red chili flakes for some extra spice, as well as some salt. And then we're just going to add in our avocado to make this nice and creamy. You're going to need about 1 large avocado for this recipe. And I would recommend making sure it's ripe because that way it'll blend better and the pesto will be smoother overall. So you're just going to plop that in there and then just blend everything together until a nice thick even paste forms. You may have to scrape down the sides of your food processor a little bit, but in the end you should get a thick pesto kind of like this. And personally, I like to have chunks of herbs in my pesto because I think it adds more flavor to the dish. But if this pesto looks too chunky to you, you can thin it out with some water or vegetable broth, or you could also make it in the blender and then it will be a lot smoother. But like I said, I like little chunks in my pesto. So that is really it. Pesto is really easy, guys. So then you're just going to take your cooked pasta and plop all of your pesto on there. You could start with about half the recipe if you don't like your pasta to be too saucy, and then go from there. But then just use a spatula and stir or fold it into the pasta. You can heat it up a little bit more if you'd like. Personally, I prefer to have pesto pasta chilled, but that is a personal preference. And once you're done, you can go ahead and serve it on up in a bowl. I like to top it with a little bit of extra fresh basil and chili flakes just because I like things spicy, but you do you. Either way, you should make this recipe and enjoy some avocado pesto. And if that wasn't easy enough, now we're going to be making a Penne Puttanesca sauce, and we're going to be using our Instant Pot, which is an electronic pressure cooker, in order to do it. We're going to throw everything in there and we're good. So we're going to start out by adding some water to the base of the pot, along with a healthy amount of minced fresh garlic and some Kalamata olives. I cut mine in half, but you could dice them smaller if you want a little bit more olive pieces. We're also going to add in some chopped capers and then use the saute setting of the Instant Pot to saute this for around 5 minutes or so just to cook these spices down. This is already going to start to smell amazing, but then we're going to take things to the next level and add some Italian seasoning as well as red chili flakes, again for a little bit of spice. Then you're going to just saute this for about a minute or so just to incorporate all the spices and rehydrate them, and then we're going to add in the rest of our ingredients. So we are adding some tomato paste, and I find it easier to start in tomato paste into the base of these sauce ingredients. It clumps a lot less. If you add it in with the other liquid ingredients, I tend to not whisk in as well. So that's my personal preference. And we're also going to add in some fire roasted crushed tomatoes. If you use regular tomatoes, that's fine, but I prefer to use fire roasted ones because they do have more depth of flavor. And we're already cooking this pasta sauce for a short amount of time in our Instant Pot, so I would recommend doing that because they've already been slow cooked a little and have better flavor. And then we're going to add in our pasta. I'm using gluten-free pasta here, but you can use regular pasta. If you do use gluten-free pasta, I would recommend using a corn or rice-based pasta. I've used bean-based pastas in the Instant Pot and they tend to break down really easily, but the corn, rice, or quinoa based pastas hold their shape a lot better. Then we're just going to add some water to the pot, give everything a good stir just to make sure nothing sticks to the bottom and burns during the process. And once it's all evenly mixed, you can cover up your Instant Pot and make sure you set the dial to sealing, and then you're only going to cook this for 5 minutes. And actually, as soon as the 5-minute timer goes off on your Instant Pot, you want to release the pressure as soon as possible and make sure it's not on the keep warm setting either. You don't want your pasta to overcook. And then once all the pressure has been released, you're going to open your lid up and give it a good stir. And as you can see, the pasta still looks kind of runny here, and the sauce doesn't look like it's really sticking to the pasta, but you're just going to let it sit in the pot for 5 minutes with no heat on or anything, and the sauce will magically thicken up. So as you can see here, that it still looks a little bit runny, but as it cools down and comes to an edible room temperature right here, you can see there's no more liquid in the bottom of the pan, and the sauce is sticking to the penne a lot better. You also don't have to use penne, but I would recommend using a short noodle for this recipe, as the long one is a lot more likely to break in the pressure cooker. But again, that's it. You can go ahead and serve this up into however many bowls you like. It does make a good amount, so it's good for meal prep or serving a large group of people. And then I like to top mine with some black pepper and some red chili flakes as well. I love red chili flakes on pasta, have you noticed? And you gotta top it off with some fresh basil. I love the bite of the fresh herbs at the end. And this pasta sauce is really fragrant and yummy, and it has all my favorite pungent ingredients in it, and it's just super satisfying, but also budget friendly, which is a plus for me. Alright guys, and there you have it. Let me know in the comments below, are you more of a green sauce kind of person or a red sauce kind of person? For me, I think it depends on the time of year and the mood. As things start to warm up, I definitely crave pesto more because, I don't know, typically I don't really enjoy heating it up on my food. I put it on my hot pasta, but I don't heat the sauce up itself. But in the wintertime, I'm more about the creamy red sauces, or even just red sauces in general. I feel like they're a little more cozy and hearty, and they're also easier to make because you can buy them at the store, but you should make my recipe instead. As always, all recipes are going to be linked down below, as well as a link to my Pinterest page if you want to save them for later. I hope you guys are having an awesome day so far and continue to have an awesome day, and I hope to see you in the next video, hopefully with an actual recorded intro on a DSLR and not an iPhone, but you know, if not, c'est la vie. I think I already said that in the intro, but whatever. My mind is kind of frazzled right now. Anyways, have an awesome day. Okay, bye.